How much were you able to speak to Jason over the past day here, and how's he doing?
I spoke to him in person, obviously, that night. Talked to him through text. He's doing the best he can. If there's anybody that can handle it, it's him. And, he sent a message to the staff and the players today, so he's doing better.
He sent a message to the players and staff. What was he able to say to them?
I'm not telling you that.
And what was your message to the team, to him, to them? Obviously, he's going to miss a significant period of time here. He's important to all you guys. What's your message to everybody here?
It's a balance, right? You're empathetic towards, a brother of yours being in the position that he's in. At the same time, we step into the arena tonight, so, in a must-win situation. So you have to find that balance of understanding, the importance of him and how that hurt, and at the same time use some of that towards kind of where the situation that we're in, and, focus on the things that impact winning. So it's a balance of both of those things. You can't have one without the other, and, you have to be able to, do both of those.
Joe, Jason obviously does so much for you guys. What's it been like just from you and, you and your staff these last 40 hours trying to obviously communicate with him and then, figure out how to move forward without him knowing, there's no real way to replace him, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, there's two pieces there. There's the human empathetic side, which you should be doing that anyway, whether someone's playing or not. And then there's a tactical side of, which, over the course of this season, I think we had, I don't know, maybe he didn't play in 4 or 5, but something throughout this season that we've done is not have a full roster and be able to manage and, have different identities that we can play with. And so I think you have to focus on both of those, the empathetic side towards, one of your players as a person, how he's doing, how that impacts the people around us. But then there's a tactical side of this is where we're at, and, we've done this, and, what gives us the best chance to win tonight. So you try to balance both of those things.
Joe, with that said, does much tactically change for you as far as what you want your team to do, the basics coming into this one, but also with the desperation there as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously both, right? You have to be able to execute the thing. I think if you take a look at the 4 games, there's been a few main constants in those ones, and then there's been a couple of things, because each game takes on a life of its own. There's been a couple of things within each game that have changed the trajectory of that game, right? And so we have to go in taking care of the things, at the same time be ready to adjust to what we need to take away on either end of the floor. And so it's both of those.
Joe, you had 4 straight winner-go-home games 2 years ago done against Miami. Did you learn anything from that? And do you say anything to your group special before a game like this?
I mean, you learn you can't. Was it 3-1? You can't win 3 right now. You can only win 1. So at the end of the day, you got to focus on, the things that go into winning this one game. How we do that. I have an understanding that it's going to take on a life of its own once the game starts, but you can only win 1 at a time, and we have to focus on what we need to do to win tonight's game, and then you take it from there.
Do you anticipate Peyton starting, and how much more do you need from him now with Jason out?
I mean, we need more from everybody. I think, obviously with Peyton being 6th man of the year, he's been able to provide a ton for us. But I think, again, we've been able to develop different identities without having multiple. You never want to play games without your players, but that's probably the theme to what we've done this regular season. And we've developed different identities in that. And, we just got to continue to have all of our guys be the best version of themselves. And, that includes Peyton and really what he's done for us up until this point in the season, regular season and playoffs.
Joe, what's the temptation of over adjusting? Now you've lost your leading scorer and rebounder. Like, how do you kind of stick to your identity, as you said, but just also make adjustments and then adjust to him not being there also? Because even if he was here, you'd make adjustments from game 4 to game 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that balance, right? It goes back to focusing on the identities that we've been able to create throughout the regular season without multiple guys. And then once the game starts, figuring out what their coverages are, what their matchups are. You anticipate those. We'll change our defensive coverages and matchups throughout, and then you give the game what it needs from that standpoint. But again, there's 2 sides to this, right? There's the side of focusing on who Jason is as a person, but then there's a basketball component of we have a lot of great players in the locker room, and they have to be the best version of themselves and do nothing more, and then do what the game needs to put us in position to win. And so you just have to focus on those 2 things.
Last question, Al said after game 4, the loss is the loss, but really Jason was what he was worried about. Since that moment, have you guys been able to spend time together as a group, and just like what are the emotions of processing that on a human level, a longtime teammate and somebody you all care about, versus like the urgency of like there's not really that much time between game 4 that was like less than 48 hours ago?
Yeah, the balance of focusing on Jason as the person, caring about him, which you should do whether he's hurt or not, which you try to do that, and then the balance of the tactical basketball stuff that we have to be ready to play. And so, Al's right. Like, you care about him as the person, and then here's what we have to do from a basketball. So it's living in both of those spaces and knowing that the people are the most important, then the player comes second, and now we got to figure out what we got to do to win Game 5. Thanks.